Hello, everyone. Today I figured I'd do something interesting since I am someone who likes Dragon Ball quite a bit and I do like anime and all that. I figured I would do a review for the new Dragon Ball movie since I do have opinions about it. So, I don't know where to start really because I've never really done something like this really, but I'll try to put my thoughts and get a decent length of video out of this, I guess. So the movie is. So the first thing, I guess, the movie was announced. Everyone was worried about the CG. The animation in the movie is fine. I'd say it's good, great even. The CG never bothered me at all. That wasn't a problem in the least. So, yeah, but the movie definitely wasn't amazing. I'd say it was a decent movie. I'd give it like maybe a 7 out of 10, like maybe like a B on the tier list. Which is weird because I've heard, from what I've seen, the opinions about the movie, I've seen people giving it a 10 and I've seen people giving it like a 2, which is weird because there's definitely problems with it, but I wouldn't say it's terrible, I wouldn't say it's amazing either. So the movie, it's like, starts out, a lot of the movie, like half of the movie, honestly, is about Piccolo, honestly. And, Jiro's, like, grandson shows up, he makes new androids, Piccolo goes in to find out what's going on. And I like a lot of that part of the movie. The most slice of life parts of the movie are great. I think they're fine. I like the parts with Piccolo. The premise of the movie is fine, Jiro's grandson, all of that. Gamma 1 and 2 are great, I like them as characters, as villains. You... By the way, I forgot to mention at the start somehow, spoilers for the movie, by the way. I mean, I'll put it in the title and everything, but spoilers for the movie. But yeah, Gamma 1 and 2 show up and they're like the villains, but they become not villains by the end. And I like everything with Gamma 1 and 2. They're great. I like the characters. Like I said, I like everything with Piccolo. Pan is a big part of the movie. Pan's fine. Um, there's one really weird part in the movie where Goten and Trunks show up, and it's like, oh yeah, Saiyans have a growth spurt. They stay small for a long time. It's like, okay. I mean, I'm really glad that Goten and Trunks are finally bigger, but it's like, you didn't need to add this weird explanation for that. That doesn't really... They could have just showed up and been bigger. And I was like, hey, that's nice. But then they added this like, the reasoning for it, which I didn't think was necessary. And was like a bit odd, and I don't know exactly how well that matches with some other characters. It just wasn't necessary. But I did like that they showed up, that they were bigger, that like they should have been. Gohan, I do kind of wish Gohan did more in the movie. He doesn't show up until, like, he shows up, like, Piccolo goes and meets him, he's like, hey, you should train more, and then he leaves, and then, like I said, half the movie's about Piccolo. Then Gohan doesn't show up again until, like, the fighting starts. Which is fine, I guess, but it would be nice if there was a little more about Gohan. So yeah, Piccolo infiltrates the Red Ribbon base. He helps them kidnap Pan because he wants Gohan to have a reason to train more. And Gamma 1 and 2 are pretty strong apparently, which is interesting. And I felt that was like some kind of, they implied that like someone there, like Cell Max maybe, or someone was stronger than Goku and Vegeta, But yeah, Cell does show up as well, and it's Cell Max is what they call him, which is cool. I mean, it's cool that Cell comes back, but I'll get to my thoughts on that later. A bunch of new forms happens. Piccolo wishes from the dragon to get his potential unlocked, and he also gets a new form from that for whatever reason. And it's got the dumbest name I've heard in my whole fucking life. It's called Orange Piccolo. That's the name of the form apparently. Orange Piccolo, oh boy. And so yeah, I mean, it's kind of cool. The form is fine. It doesn't look too bad. It's okay. It's just the name is terrible. He just wished for the form pretty much, which isn't. It's not a good way to unlock the form. Pretty terrible, honestly. Um, but yeah, because Piccolo fought the Gamma. I think it was Gamma 2 the first time, and he lost, and then he wished for his potential to be unlocked, and it's like, okay, cool, he's stronger, but he also gets a form, which just makes him incredibly OP, I guess, I don't know. And then, so they, I didn't really have, I just kind of started this, I didn't have a plan at all of how I was going to do this, but then they fight at the Red Ribbon base, Piccolo's stronger, whatever, Gohan shows up eventually. Eventually, Gohan unlocks his ultimate form again, like again, like for the third time, I guess, probably. Which is great, and that's cool, and so eventually Gamma 1 2 is like, okay, these guys are bad, but then the Commander Red's like cousin or whatever is pretty much the main villain. He forces them to turn on the Cell Max, even though he wasn't ready. So then Cell Max shows up, and Cell Max's design is okay. It's not terrible. It's basically just second form Cell, but big and red. Which, I mean, it's okay. It's fine. But I hate Cell Max. Okay. He's like, Cell Max is okay, but he doesn't have a character at all. Like, no, he's just the classic raging brute that has no personality. The entire reason everyone hated the original Broly, he has no character at all, which is okay. I mean, Gamma 1 and 2 are kind of there to pick up the slack on that, I guess. But like, I would have liked it better if he had something, I guess. And then there's the whole thing about him having a weak point on his head, which by the end of the movie, it's like, why does he even have a weak point? Gohan gets so strong that he could have one-shot him even without the weak point, I'm pretty sure. So whatever, I guess. But yeah, Cell Max shows up, he's way too strong for everyone. They imply that he's stronger than Goku and Vegeta, I think. There's a really cool thing where Piccolo turns a giant again. That's just pretty cool. He holds off Cell Max. Goten and Trunks fuse, but it's stupid. Like, they could have given us like some fan service so we actually got to see Gotenks, but instead they just fat Gotenks, which is whatever, I guess. And then, yeah, Cell Max is too strong for everyone. So then Cell Max basically almost kills Piccolo. So then Gohan unlocks his new form, which is okay, I guess. I mean, it doesn't. I would have liked a little more explanation behind the form. Like, I had an idea, like, oh, maybe that's what happens when he combines Super Saiyan with his ultimate form. Maybe, but they gave no explanation. It's just he got mad, new form. The form looks okay. At least it looks terrible. The hair is like way too big. Like, there's this one shot where you see his hair from the side, and it's like so silly looking. Like, the hair is too big. If the hair was a bit smaller, it'd be fine. I mean, it's just it's basically Super Saiyan 2 Teen Gohan's hair. But it looks terrible because it's too big on adult Gohan is the problem. But it's white hair, and it's like, I don't know. It's like, I feel like the form could have used a bit more inspiration, a bit more nuance, something. It seems too lazy to me, but it's okay. Gohan finishes Cell with a special beam cannon, which is cool. I like that more than if he used like the Kamehameha, because we've gotten that a million times. So finishing him with the special beam cannon, I liked that. And there's this one part where Gamma 2 sacrifices himself to damage Cell, but he doesn't kill him, so he damages him though, so it's just whatever. But yeah, which was cool. I liked that part. What else is there to say about the movie? So overall, it's a decent movie. It's not great. Definitely not a 10. I give, like I said, I'd give it like probably a 7. It's a decent movie. It's probably worth watching. Some people like hate on stuff like this because, oh, it's CG, so it's bad. Like, some people seem to think that CG is impossible to be good at all ever. But this movie was great. The animation was good. I do still prefer like Super Broly's animation tenfold compared to this movie, but it looks good. It looks good. It definitely looks good. A decent movie. I like it. I'd say not great. I'd say it's probably better than Resurrection F, I guess, but not as good as Broly, not as good as Battle of Gods. It's a decent movie. Worth the watch. Some things are pretty silly. Some, like, they get a lot of new forms for no reason, but it's fine. It's still good. I still like it. I don't know if there's any other things I really want to mention. There's this one part at the end where they do this shot where they go for all the characters, like, hey, here's the characters, and they do a cool thing. But then it shows like Goten and Trunks fusing it, like at that shot. And it's like, okay, and then the next time you see them, they're just not fused at all. So that whole scene where it goes through them like that, it's like just added in just for fun, like, and it doesn't actually happen. I guess it's weird. It's a little strange, I guess. But it's whatever. My biggest problem with the movie is Cell Max is just not good enough, honestly. They really could have done a better job with Cell Max. And Gohan's form could have used a lot more explanation, I guess. Like, they don't need to go in depth on it, like, oh, whatever, but they could have just anything or something small, like anything at all for what the form even is, I would have liked, honestly. And it just looks silly. The hair is too big. It's way too big, is the biggest problem with it. Piccolo's new form, like I said, I think it looks fine. It's not anything crazy, but it looks fine. Orange Piccolo is a fucking terrible name. I've heard some people calling Gohan's form like Final Gohan, which I don't know what the official name will be. But it's fine. Overall, a good movie. That's all I really have to say. 7 out of 10. Could be better. Definitely not amazing, but it's fine. That's all. I think that's all. I don't think I have anything else, really. I think I pointed out everything that I really wanted to say. Pretty good movie. I saw some people say they hated the slice of life part was like terrible. Like, that was like maybe the best part of the movie, honestly, just because of some of the stuff. But I liked that part of the movie. I really don't have any complaints about the first half of the movie. Everything with Piccolo was fine. I had no problem with that. So yeah, if anyone has any questions, leave them in the comments about what I thought, and I'll try to answer them. But I hope you enjoyed this. Yeah, that's all I really have to say. I really appreciate anyone who watches this, and like, comment, and subscribe. I will see you next time. Goodbye.